Everybody, welcome to Storm Talk, where it's not exactly a pretty day for a lot of areas. But before I get into the weather, I want to give a big shout out here to Jessica Dobson, who is our weather intern that we had this spring, your last day.
I know, I'm sad.
But you got a job already in TV. Tell everybody.
Yeah, I'll be starting in June at WNKY in Bowling Green.
NKY,
Yeah.
NBC and
CBS
affiliate there in Bowling Green. Wow,
I'm
very
excited.
cool, very excited.
So if you're ever in Bowling Green, no.
Are you ready? Are you ready to do vlogs and stuff like this?
Oh, sure. I mean, I learned it all from
Don't
you,
do it.
so.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you here,
Thank you.
and you'll be seeing her off and on hanging out with us because she's always bugging us all the time. It's crazy. No, it's always cool to see when people that we have here at the station get a chance to get out there and get going, and getting started quick is a plus. So, weather-wise, we are dealing with these low-hanging clouds. If you look carefully, you can see them barely above the tree line, but you can see the motion of them. They are moving fairly steadily along the front, but it's a soggy day down to the south. Look at all the cloud cover as well. Clouds are just stuck over us. The exception may be on northern counties later on. I'll cover that in just a second. Radar-wise, notice the motion of the rain really building more due east than it is surging north. And this is a bit of a change from what we are usually accustomed to, because Louisville, I mean, is right on the edge, but unless it builds to the north, which it's trying to do, unless it builds north, it will miss Louisville completely and go right into Spencer and the rest of Washington and Nelson counties. So we'll trend this. Be careful if you are going to be out and about traveling south. We've already had several big crashes down there to the south of Louisville, so make sure to keep the Way 3 News weather app handy because it has the radar and the traffic on that. Wider view shows the setup. The front, again, draped across Kentucky. It's what helped promote the thunderstorms, those large hailstones in Washington County yesterday afternoon. The low itself is going to track from Arkansas right along that to the east, and then once it moves by, the rain is over with. It's taking the warm air with it as well. So far, the warm air is way south of us into Tennessee, and we've got a mix of mild weather, if you will, over us because of the clouds and the rain, and cooler air to the north. A lot of the deeper moisture is off to the south as well. Are you really coming in here?
I've always wanted to
Here we
interrupt
go.
your storm talk.
Here we go. There we go.
Hi, everybody.
Lauren
This
Jones.
is not a Facebook Live, is it? This is just like a long, extended storm
Yeah.
talk. All right.
This will
keep
be saved forever, Lauren.
going. Okay. I'm
This
just
is
going to sit and
forever.
watch. I'm going to see how accurate your forecast is because
It's
you're
not
never
very.
wrong.
It's not very accurate.
He thinks I'm moving. I'm not moving.
Don't move. We love you, Lauren. You can do this too, you know.
Smelling
You
you.
can take over.
I can't smell. Actually, I'll tell you what. Ever since the derby weather we had last weekend, I can't get over this big junk that I got going on.
Jessica.
Same?
Yeah,
Yes.
she's got in her ear. She
been awful.
She can hear. She has 2 ears, but she just can't. She can't hear very well. Lauren, as I was telling everybody, we are dealing with the moisture levels. I'm not even going to look at the camera in the corner of the screen because I don't want to know. All the moisture, deeper moisture to the south. Notice the drier air to the north of Louisville, so that's why I think there could be some sun breaks to the north.
They only notice the bunny ears.
That's it. That's all they notice. That's all they're looking at.
Look, we have another party. Come here.
Well, come on over, Christy.
We're having a storm talk party.
What's going on?
Storm Talk party.
Oh, Storm Talk party.
Want to say hi?
We were talking about derby. And
Come
I
on,
was getting
Jessica.
Brian
Come on
bunny
over
ears.
too.
In here.
We got it's all the ladies and me hanging out. I like this. Futurecast shows a lot of that rain will, by the way, be moving out of here by the time we get into this evening and overnight. Indiana again will have a lesser amount
Hi.
of rain. Are you leaving already?
I'm leaving. Yeah.
See,
I've got stuff to do.
it doesn't take long for me to bore people
I know.
with this
Never.
stuff. All right. Chris, yes. Now, as we head into Saturday, when you look at the moisture levels, like 700 millibars, there is some moisture starting to show up, so we could develop a broken cloud field for the afternoon tomorrow. It still is going to be a very nice looking day. And on Sunday, we have less of that. So a few clouds, still possible for Mother's Day, but I really think we're going to have more sun and therefore also too a warmer day. So here's the setup into next week. You can see that ridge of high pressure that's moving in this weekend. It moves to our east. We get that south flow, but look at where the lines are coming from, right off the Gulf of Mexico. And we don't have mountains between us and the panhandle of Florida. So all that warm tropical air just tracks up 65 and just keeps going all the way up to some cases the Great Lakes, the Northeast, and even into Canada. And that's what we're going to deal with next week. So very much a August setup, really, than May. Now here's some questions. Now as we head into about next Thursday and Friday, the GFS, by the way, here's the GFS, this is the Euro, and this is the Canadian models and their ensembles, if you're wondering. There is going to be a little trough that will try to nudge in the Great Lakes and try to drop a front down. We call these backdoor cold fronts that will try to move in from Indiana and Ohio, coming in from the north, northeast. Euro is not really showing that. the ensembles GFS do, and Euro and the Canadian hint at it. Usually in these setups, it's always best to bet on the ridge, the high, that will win. So that's what we're going to do. We will increase thunderstorm chance just in case for next Thursday and Friday, but very low chances until we get a better handle how deep that push to the south will be from that front about a week from today. Otherwise, as we head toward the following weekend, not this weekend, but the next weekend, we'll wait and see whether or not a low pressure in the plains will race its way to the northeast and then pull a front through here. The Euro is on board with this. GFS is not. And even the Canadian is on board with the Euro here. So we do have some support for a front to be been around, I would say, the 21st, maybe 22nd of May, next Sunday or Monday. And that could increase thunderstorm chances and likely drop our numbers down a bit. And then as we get into the week of the 23rd itself, we may try to warm back up. It may be a struggle, but I think we'll see back into the 80s again. Look what the GFS is doing. It's full-fledged hurricane in the Carolinas. No need to panic. The latest update doesn't even have it there from that same model, so it's what we call a phantom system. But it's feeding on that because when you have a high like that, again, it's an August pattern. It feeds on that warm water, and it can develop systems like that. I mean, I wouldn't rule out a tropical system, but that is not the reality there. It's just a glimpse. But here's what's interesting. Is we head to Memorial Day weekend, growing signs that we may get a trough into the eastern part of the country. We may see a flip of what we're dealing with next week. It's like a seesaw. One goes up, one goes down, that kind of deal. And that may take place just in time for the holiday weekend. And you look at the indices, especially when you look at the PNA, going back into neutral, if not positive territory, near that time, that would support a cooler pattern for the holiday weekend. We'll wait and see if that happens or not. Have a good weekend, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, moms to be as well.